Well, ironically, most people don't understand that the Guantanamo Bay prison camp for people that have been captured initially in Afghanistan and then later on is also a training school. It's an academy, you might say. It's a place where the United States prepares people for missions. However they may have been captured, once they're there, they're available for brainwashing and for being retooled, reconverted, redirected. And to the outside observer, to the naive observer, it looks like people that are freed from Guantanamo go back to their previous activities as terrorists. But in reality, this has represented a change. A couple of examples. You have, for example, this guy, Sufyan Kumu, the head of the Ansar group in Libya, and they were involved in the Benghazi massacre of September 2012. Well, it's very clear that this was someone who had been redirected by the CIA to change his purpose in life and to focus exclusively on the overthrow of Gaddafi. We can look at the Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, the infamous AQAP, and here we have a guy called al-Shihi, and this was another person that had been held by the U.S., I think, in Guantanamo, and then sent back in order to form a group that was designed to destabilize Yemen and similar activities. We can also look at a person known as Belhaj or Hasidi in similarly in Libya, in Derna, who had been captured by the U.S. and then sent back to Libya with the idea of attacking Gaddafi. So I think there's a level of mystification here. Now, whether Obama knows these things or whether he is capable of understanding this, I don't know. The deeper dimension here in the U.S. is that there's an attempt to use this prisoner exchange, which is a fairly minor and routine event. There's an absolute hysteria, one of the most severe hysterias I think I've seen in many years, of neocons and reactionaries, warmongers, who are spewing out the idea that Obama should be impeached, that he's violated laws and so forth. Most of this talk is absolutely absurd, but what it shows is that there's a mood in the ruling class that they're extremely upset about what has happened in Syria. No war in Syria. There's been no attack on Iran. There's rather been a negotiation process for whatever it's worth, and there has not been any military intervention into Ukraine. So with this, the warmonger wing of the American ruling class, which is of course rather large, is they seem to be coming together around the idea that it's time to impeach Obama. You have to remember, in the second term of an American president, the principal means of control exerted by the ruling oligarchy on the puppet president is done through scandals. That's Watergate, Iran-Contra, Clinton-Gate, the collapse of the Bush administration, and so forth. In the first term, the president is controlled by the idea that he needs money to get reelected. So it's easy for the oligarchy to exert control through the money. But in the second term, it's scandals, and we're now seeing it. And if we go back to Clinton, remember the Lewinsky scandal broke open in January of 1998, and similarly now it's May, June of 2014. We're somewhat in the same point, at the same point in the second term of Obama that we were at with Clinton. And ironically, many of the same networks, the same people, the Turley remarks, a lawyer from George Washington University, or Lindsey Graham, senator now from South Carolina. This is the network of people who were protagonists of the impeachment of Clinton. And, of course, you've always got this Islamophobia network going on in the background. The people who actually carried out the Benghazi attacks or set them up, they did that because they wanted Romney. The neocons were expecting to get back into power with Romney, and it failed. So these people are also extremely angry and resentful. So what you have in the United States right now is a very highly charged situation where we have books about impeachment, senators talking about impeachment, commentators saying that the entire Obama administration stands or falls over this event, right, involving 5 supposed Taliban or Haqqani network elements exchanged against this American sergeant.